much for joining me again for Kasia's Voice. Today, I have a great surprise for you. I have a fabulous friend from Canada, JeanMarc Genereux. Welcome.
Hi,
Thank you so much for being with me.
yeah, well, thank you, Kasia, to thought about me all over on the other side of the planet, almost. We're on the same continent, but we're kind of far apart right now.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's the beauty of the technology, right? We could be so far away and at the same time so close.
Yes, absolutely. That's great. And, you know, thank God for those platform where we can share ideas and share moment and emotion, or just have a good chat with a good friend, a good old friend.
I know, that's so awesome. So I would like you to tell our audience a little bit about yourself, because I remember you when I was dancing with Donald, right? And you and France were the Canadian champions. And I remember seeing you very rarely, like in Ohio, right? That was usually the time that we would see you, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys were like this fierce couple. They were just fabulous. And I remember in the beginning when I was just raising star, when I just came to this country, right? I'm like, oh my God, I want to be just like them one day, right? I mean, your quality, your technique, but your energy, your performance was just unbelievable.
Well, it's interesting. I'm from the generation where we call it ballroom dancing. I mean, I started with social dancing, and then it turned into ballroom dancing, and the words dance sports came along.
Right.
We passed my first steps, and I realized more and more that I was doing dance sport before they called that dance sport. And that's why maybe people look at France and I as two people with a lot of energy, because for me, it's totally the right mixture of art and sport. Because if you have to do, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 rounds in one evening, you gotta be an athlete. And it doesn't mean that if you're an athlete, you don't have art skills.
Correct.
So
yeah, absolutely. You guys were like so ahead. I totally agree, because we were so athletic, but at the same time so entertaining, right? Because sometimes I feel like today's dancers are becoming so focused on the athletic part that they lose the artistry, right? That they lose the entertainment, they lose the heartfelt feeling, because they just make it's just a sport. Versus I feel like with you guys, you were a perfect example of having the stamina, right? And the competitiveness of an athlete, but then the expression was very much like an artist. So that was so great that you could bond both of these together.
Well, maybe it's the fact that we were basically a 10 dance couple. We had, you have to study with people with the ballroom skill and go deeply into this, and go into the Latin with all the nuances and all the difference of each dances. So having different colors to play with. Plus, we love, France and I, doing shows or doing numbers or special numbers. We always put as much as possible, not only the physicality, but also the artistry ahead, and words. Then it's missing a little bit today when I watch people dancing is the word story.
Correct.
Even if you, I was sharing with somebody on an interview earlier today, and they were saying to me, oh, when you were dancing in a competition, everybody had the same music at the same time. They didn't know about ballroom dancing, how we function. A lot of people think ballroom dancers are like figure skaters, and you build a program with the music. But when you compete, you don't know which music you will get. But if you have a story in between you and your partner, regardless of the music, you still, something's going to come out. Those a choreography, it's not only a list of steps, it become an interaction with another person. And we always did that, France and I. Everything we did, even if it was a waltz to a jive, it was always built on the story. What we try to do, what's the meaning of that step, what the meaning of that link in between those two movements, even if it's in some ways, sometimes a lot of people will use this, not the same step, but if you make it your own, it become different.
Right, exactly. I think that's so well said. If you make it your own, right? If you understand who you are as a person, as a couple, what's the story that you're trying to create, all of a sudden, yes, I mean, when you are creating the steps, the choreography, yes, the choreography at the end is different, but the steps, the elements are the same. It's just your meaning into those steps, into the interpretation of it makes it so different. So your lockstep and my lockstep could look completely different, right? And
Absolutely.
it should, not could, but it actually should. That's really what we should be standing for. How could we make ourselves slightly different?
Yeah, and you're right about that. And so it's so important. If we insist, then everybody's unique on this planet.
Correct.
If my fingerprints are different than yours or different than the other guy, well, I'm built slightly different than all of them. And so if you try to copy too much the steps, because let's face it, it's great, and we can chat, you and I, and it's going to be viewed by thousands of people on YouTube. It's a beautiful platform. It's amazing. But if you try to copy another one's choreography, or worse, another person's feeling, it could look so, it's not being hypocrite, but it's not going to be your true yourself. So you need to find a way to be inspired. That's no problem to be inspired. Great artists, singers, painters, dancers, name it, they're all being inspired by somebody. It's okay to get an inspiration, but at the end, you need to see something coming from your heart.
Correct. Right, absolutely. Like, be inspired by the people that you are looking at, but then go, okay, I like that direction, but then find your own version of it. Like, I have a very colorful house, and I just had a conversation with a friend of mine. As you can see, there's a bunch of red, right? It's my
Woo!
house, kind of, yeah, just like me, the red.
Love
so
it.
when people come to my house, right, they experience color at the high capacity, let's say.
That's
And so
perfect.
the beauty is, I don't want them to have the house like mine, but some of them might discover, oh, I like color. And then they might go, I don't necessarily like red, but I like blue, I like yellow, I like green. And all of a sudden, right, I could be an inspiration to play with colors, but then you have to find your color. Otherwise, if you just copy my house, you're going to feel like you're in my house all the time.
Yeah,
Right?
you're right. You can buy a magazine and copy the magazine, and then you're going to have probably something perfect. But a lot of people lack in confidence also to sing their own song when they dance, because I think you can imitate another person's voice, like you can imitate another person's steps, but at the end, and I think the fact that today a lot of people choose to do either standard or Latin, and or smooth or rhythm, and the thing is, you get so much into that style, yeah, then you don't get around all the other, let's say, colors of the other style, and your behavior gets so specialized. Then I'm not saying then you will get yourself in a nutshell, but it's difficult to get out of there.
Yes.
And you notice that, I'm sure also, Kasia, then individuality on a dance floor, it disappeared a little bit over the last about 10 years, because standard, smooth, rhythm or Latin gets so, how should I say, specialized.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm sometimes you talk about. I talk with. I had the opportunity to work on TV on different levels and stuff like that. I talk to athletes,
Yes.
And a lot of great athletes have to, yes, they are in their sport, but they need to do other sports to continue to rebalance their
The
not,
reality
not
there.
only their skill, yeah, not only their skills, but also continue to get open. And
Correct.
so if you only, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I just say it maybe explain why it gets so specialized. And the Latin dancer does this, the rhythm dancer does that, the smooth dancers do this, and the standard dancers does that. But if you cross over, you learn a little bit more about expansion
Correct.
in your mind. So
Yes.
it give you opportunity to be more creative, I think.
Oh, totally. I totally agree with you. I think sometimes when we end up developing the skill, we put ourselves in a box, kind of like you said, this is the Latin, this is the standard, right? And the box, the more knowledge we have, it seems it's getting closer and closer and closer. So now you're very specialized, but it's almost the box does not allow you to look outside. And when
Yeah.
someone said, oh, why don't you do this? Immediately your brain goes, no, 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 that doesn't fit in the box, right?
Yeah.
So the box, your expertise, as much as it makes you an expert, right, and someone who could be very educated, it also creates boundaries, right? And not just in the dance world, but actually in life. The more expertise we have at something, the more we become stubborn. This is the way it has to be, and this is
Exactly.
what, and this is how we are, and we become very rigid. All of a sudden, the flexibility, that open-mindedness, it's being limited by my expertise. So I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine, that you need expertise as well as someone who is new and fresh. They might not expertise, but they have different ideas. And because they don't have the boundaries yet, because they don't have expertise, they think anything is possible. And then if you can combine those two, that's your best combination. And I feel like that should be almost the job of the coaches. We have the expertise, and then we take a brand new baby, a dancer who doesn't have it, but they have new ideas, they have new talent, and you go, okay, how can we maneuver that? How can I use that excitement and that blank canvas that anything is possible, and give them some guidance and see where they're going to go? But unfortunately, in today's world, I feel like we experts, and the dancers as well, just want to do what we tell them. Pick up the arm, do this, do this. So it becomes very robotic. It becomes very flat. It becomes so unemotionally attached or disattached, you know?
Yeah, and that creativity into a format. I understand in ballroom dancing or dance sport, it's like a train. You can reinvent some of the rail on that train. You can do a one rail, two rail, but at one point you can't really change it. I understand you're gonna dance on a cha-cha, or rumba, samba, paso doble, a jive, or waltz, tango, foxtrot, quick step, Viennese waltz, or some mambo, some boleros and all that stuff. Yes, I understand the format, the rhythm will be there. But if you don't think sometime outside of the box and take chances, influences by other sources, I think, especially today, you look at the show World of Dance, So You Think You Can Dance, Dancing with the Stars. We have a new show that I'm on in Quebec called Revolution, and it's a fabulous show. And for me, you put all the dancers from all the different influence of dance into one stage. Correct. And beautiful thing coming out. Kasia, I know a lot of you viewers and the people looking at you come from many sources of influences and great line of work, and or people with great past, present, and future. But if we think about individuality, if we believe that everybody is individual, everybody is unique, we need to consider everybody as a person, as a unique person. And you know what we just been living the last couple months with the COVID-19, and how much we got into this bubble where we have to live basically with ourselves, with no other connection, physical connection, I mean.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, this movement based on racism and people being racist and all this, now everybody's in the street, like from everybody being in their own box to everybody on the street. It was kind of an explosion. And we shared that, you and I, earlier in a past conversation, how much in ballroom dancing we didn't really face this situation of people being racist, you know. Then we never really look at the people for the color of their skin. We look at the people for the color of their skills. Correct. Not
totally.
Yeah, and either Rufus Dustin or France Mousseau or anybody else.
Yes.
It was a person plus another person plus another person. It was never oh no, you can't go there because your background is this and your background is that. As long you want to play on the dance floor and having fun.
Right.
So for me, I look at all those people and I just realize that in our world, we were protected about this.
I agree.
You could be gay, straight, lesbian, and whatever. Find a new kind. I don't care. It was, do you want to dance a cha-cha? You know?
That's it. Yes. Yeah, exactly. We have a common thing. We have a common love, right? And I think that's so huge. What you're saying, we were almost, I hate to use the word ignorant, but to some degree, almost ignorant to what was happening outside because we were in our bubble, right?
Yes.
My friends oftentimes would say, oh, you always live in your own little bubble, your happy little bubble. I'm like, you know what? And I love it because I wish the whole world would be like this, right? That if we find something common, that we cherish the same values, the same qualities, then I feel that we won't see the differences. We won't see the differences as where you come from, your background, your color. Kind of, and I think that sometimes might be confusing when we talk, be yourself, be different. But accept those differences. Be
exactly
bold, be brave, but be happy that you're different. And we would love you for being different. I think that's what you were saying, that we reward the differences. We love to stand out. Like I told my friends today, you know, like there's this common saying, why would you want to blend in when you can stand out? Right?
Yeah, and the thing is, who tells me then I am different than somebody else? Am I different? No, you are different. We are different.
Yes.
And it's all good. It's all good. The problem I really think in dance sport, we move past a lot of those things. It could be a guy dancing with a girl or a girl dancing with a guy. And it's the girl leading and the guy following, or two guys together, two girls together. It's no different. We have fun, and it could be a young with an old one, an old with a young one. And we don't make a difference of that. So when I'm watching those people on the street, I feel, oh my God, I feel the pain. I understand their words. I understand what they're standing for. And I wish people visit ballroom dancing more often. And they will realize, yes, we are in our little Disney world, but it's fine. It's good. It's not the fact that everybody is accepted. It's not accepted. There's no acceptance to it. You want to dance? Let's dance.
That's it.
Short, tall, short, wide. As long you want to have fun. Obviously, I'm sure some people in the ballroom dancing had to face racism and facing those because they were different. Yes, probably, but I would say it's not the majority, because at dance schools, always invite people to come in. The very unusual thing I say, excuse me, you can't come in because you are blue, yellow, purple. It's no. You want to dance? Let's dance.
That's the thing. We're very inclusive, right? And we, as long as you have the common goal, you want to dance, you want to have a good time with us, let's do it. We are not really looking at your background, right? But like you said, some of us, like my mom, when we came to this country, she was looked upon, oh, you don't speak English. Oh, you don't do this. Oh, you're older and you cannot do this because of the English, right? Oh, you come from Poland, right? And so we've all experienced this outside world, because the outside world somehow forgets that we should have common goals somewhere, that we at the core strive for the same thing, to be understood, to be loved, to be cared for. We want to care for someone. If you look for how similar we are versus how differently we look, life will be significantly easier. But we are so easy to judge. You look at someone and say, oh, you don't look like me. Am I, like, right away, there is a, am I better? Am I worse? Should it be my way? There is right away shuffling pieces and showing that I have more power than you, versus why don't we just play? Why don't we make it, it's ours versus it's mine, and I am privileged to give you the right to join me, versus no, it's yours. I mean, it's a crazy world.
And I understand why a lot of people are frustrated about those situations, and they demand change, and I understand. And I wish, honestly, I wish nobody on the face of the planet have to feel inferior. Correct. And on the other side feel superior as well, because I want the people to feel confident. And in the dancing, when you look at people, because I would say a lot of artistic dancers will have no problem to show something different. Other people are more athletic, but they are so good. And you say, wow, this guy is so fast, so this, so that. For me, it's the mix. But what the key thing for me, it's confident. You have to be confident. And the world, for some of the people on the face of the planet, they don't get that. You did a lot of shows. You compete all over the world. I did the same thing. We were lucky, France and I, to have many applause. People were saying to us, oh, we like your dancing. Oh, we like your personality. Oh, we like you. I got a truckload of a beautiful thing, but I feel I'm privileged of this. But when you think about it, I did most of my career, France and I, most of our career was in America. I'm Canadian. I've been accepted. I did a lot of things in Europe, in Asia, and all this. I was always well accepted. I wish for the people walking the street, acceptance and be accepted and have confidence should not be something you have to fight for. It should be given to people. Correct. Naturally. And obviously, if you are a runner and you run the 100 dash, obviously is the one who's going to run the fastest is going to win the gold medal. But it doesn't mean that you're an athlete because you have half a second behind, you know?
And it doesn't mean that you are no good. It doesn't mean that
exactly.
It's just someone was a little bit faster, someone was a little bit better, and you shouldn't feel bad about yourself. But for some reason, we just have this as humans, innate feeling like we're not good enough, and we're looking for the approval from other people. Or sometimes we make ourselves feel better by putting other people down. And that's so sad, right? Because your confidence should have nothing to do with other people. You should be able to say, this is what I do, this is what I stand for. And if each of us would do this and not compare ourselves to other people, I feel like all of us could be much more confident and could be much more accepted, because we would not worry about other people. What do they think about me? Yes, you could worry about them. Are they well? You could love them, but not always being, I need to fit in. I need to be accepted into this group. And if I say this, they're not going to accept me, right? Because
Yeah.
we're talking about the peer pressure. How many times where if you're in a particular group and everybody wears certain clothes, before you know it, you end up wearing the same clothes because you want to fit in. Even if it's not a conscious choice, you end up becoming like that, right? Or if they talk about something, they have a different political view. If you hang out with them, you end up drifting. They either pull you into that direction, or if you say something different, they end up laughing at your beliefs, so you don't say anything. And so we pretend all the time, and therefore when you're pretending, when you're trying to fit in, you lose your individuality, and therefore you have no confidence. And when you have no confidence, no one respects you. So then all of a sudden people push you and pull you left and right.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a tug of war, and then you need a leader, right? You need someone who's going to lead the group of people that are completely unaware of who they are and what they stand for.
Yeah, and confidence should not be linked or basis on result.
Right.
Confidence should be like respect, confident, love. It's not something we should teach. And I know some people need to be reminded. Then the confidence is, most of people are their worst enemy.
Oh, totally.
Because they already try to get into people's head to say, oh, do they like me? Am I doing the right thing? And all this. And I understand that the stereotype is already out there. How people have to be tall and beautiful and this and young and blah, blah. Yeah, but that's a period of your life.
Correct.
And what are you gonna do past 20? It's like a yogurt. There's a date on it. No, I can be loved for the rest of my life, and I hope so. Right. I hope so. And I need to be confident that my wife was gonna love me for the rest of my life. I'm gonna love her. I'm gonna love my daughter, and like my daughter, she can talk, she can walk. Mm-hmm. She's in this little bubble wrap, but yes. Look, through her eyes, I know she loved me, and she cannot say it, but the way she hugged me, the way when I make her laugh and all this. So if people can just backtrack a little bit and be happy of little things instead of always strive and try to go for the big goals, and a bunch of little goals it's great. And mm-hmm. And how they get the satisfaction and all this. And I to come back to this those incident, it's so important to treat everyone as you equal, no matter what.
Yes.
That person in front of you have a heart, and it's not because for a period of your life you had, for the example of ballroom dancing or dance sport, you have good result. Great, you have good result. It doesn't mean then all of a sudden you necessarily are royalty for the rest of your life. I don't want to take anything away from anyone. I'm just saying then, if you run only on your past achievements and you don't reset yourself and say, I need to be polite no matter what with everybody, to somebody on the street, to somebody at the restaurant. If you can help someone once in a while, not saying, oh, I want my cup of tea, thank you very much. It's okay to do your own bed once in a while. It's fine. It's okay. Call a friend and tell them you love them once in a while from all over the world, and don't disconnect and all of a sudden think the mirror is the pure reflection. No, break your mirror and put the window. and look at the world. There's other people who probably need you, and you're going to need them. People don't owe anything to you. You owe something to the world to be a participant and understand others, because the day you need somebody to understand you, you want to find it. But if you all your entire life you disregard people, how are you going to be respected?
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I love how you said, look at the world and be a participant, right? Because we're in it together. We're doing this together. And for you to enjoy the glory, someone is giving you the glory. I mean, in a perfect world, me and you, right? We're the coaches. We only have a power because someone listens to us. We say, and someone else says there's a value in it, and therefore they appreciate it. Without people, we have nothing. Right? I mean, no matter what it is that we do, you cook. If there is no someone that receives the food and enjoys it, what is it worth? Right? We are related at so many different levels. And for us to think, oh, we don't need people, that's crazy. You needed people, first of all, to be born. You need your parents, right? You need your teachers. You need everybody to make you grow into a human being. Then, let's say, back to the dancing, you need the coaches, you need your partner, you need the judges, you need the people organizing the competition. You need all these people in order for you to become a champion, right? So
absolutely.
I'm a champion and that's it. I'm like, you're a champion because all of the other people were working, even if you never come in contact with them, right? Even if it's the music person or the scrutineer or someone that put the drapes in at the competition, those are the people that allowed you to have that experience. And if you don't understand that, you're extremely immature, unprepared to live in a society person. And therefore,
absolutely,
of course, be aggravated, you know, and I feel those are the people that when you become that selfish, that's when we start separating and aggregating and going, well, I'm better and you're worse. And then my result is better. So therefore I am worth more. Just because you do something, it doesn't make you a better person. You just have a skill. You could be terrible as human being, as far as I'm concerned, right? It's all about being kind and polite as human beings and respecting each other on the level of you deserve my respect simply because you're alive, not because you do something. Oh, totally.
David Rosinski, Marcio, and I running Dancing a la carte in Springfield, Mass. And, when we arrive, we pull the curtain up. We work on. There's somebody come in, and we're so grateful because they put the floor down. It's something I don't have the skill, so I'm rely on those people. But at the end, we invite people to spend a great weekend with us and go table to table, kiss people, hug people. Now with the COVID, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Yeah. And it was so sad that this year we couldn't run Dancing a la carte. We have to cancel for this year, maybe postpone it. I don't know if we're going to be able to run it some other time this year, but I miss that. I miss putting a party up. It's a dance competition. I understand. I will give medal. I will give stuff. But for me, it's a big party. We celebrate dancing. Yes. And obviously, I understand. Blackpool have their own process and etiquette, and the USBC and all this. Yes, our great dance competition is fabulous. But Dancing a la carte, for me, it's a place where I want the people to feel good. Correct. And yes, a lot of people look at us and maybe gonna say, David, Marcio, and I, we like to have fun. We take this competition very seriously, but we want emotion. But we're not as stiff as other organizer. We like the flow. We like the fun, and it kind of like portray our personality. And we talk about individuality. I think we can be an individual, but be also be a member of this society called the world, humanity. Mm-hmm. And hopefully the people will realize one day, if you're falling into a hole, no matter what the color of the hands going to help you to come out of that hole, you're going to say thank you very much. Oh, totally. When you are in desperate times, you wish for somebody to help you. You're not going to say, oh my God, it's not the person I was expected. You say, no,
Right.
thank you.
Totally.
And
Exactly. Yes.
the last couple weeks, made me realize, I should say the last couple months, with canceling Dancing a la carte, living the COVID, watching what happening in Minnesota, a place of all the world where, for me, it's family orientated. When I think about all the good time I spent in Minnesota,
Yes.
and from all places in the world, that happened, and you realize, oh my God, Jean-Marc, wake up! It's happening. Get out of your little bubble.
Yes.
It's happening, and
everywhere.
and I'm not. I want to say, accept people for the color of their hearts and the color of their blood, not the color of their skin. And if it means then you have different way to pray, or you have different way to celebrate, or you have different song for happy birthday, well, let me sing with you. Teach me.
Yeah, let me be a part of it. Exactly.
It's like the color in your house. They are color, like, wow, I didn't think about that mix, and it's look good, and
that's it. And if you don't, that's it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to participate, right? Just because, let's say, okay, someone give you something, someone show you, okay, this is what we do, and you said, you know what, that's not my thing. You don't have to tell them, well, you have to do my thing. Let them be. You do yours, they do theirs. They're happy, you're happy, you are in a happy place. But I feel it's so hypocritical that I don't like yours, but I want to force my thing upon you. So I'm going to force you to play my game. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, it's so crazy. If you would ask someone, do you want to be pushed like that? Do you want to be forced to do something? Of course, everybody says, no, I don't. Well, then why are you pushing someone else?
No.
Why are you doing that thing you don't want to be done to you, to someone else? I mean, how hypocritical that is.
No, I agree that we need rules. I need, when I drive my car, I need to know that there will be no car going in front of me. Then okay, this is the way, and we need stop sign. We need red lights. We need green lights. I understand. We need the basic rule to make sure that we can flow in the right direction. But we don't need stupid rules. We cannot impose on people because they are rich, because they are different, because they are stronger, because they are against this or against that. I think we need to understand and celebrate, like you said earlier, celebrate the difference instead of fear and fight the difference. Obviously, there is nonsense in life than imposing my force against your force or vice versa. That's for me, it's not human.
No, and it causes aggravation. I think that's what causes the fight. That's because, just imagine, like, if I, let's say, come towards you and I push you, right? What's your first response? Right?
Yeah, I'm going to defend myself.
You're going to defend yourself. So you're either going to reject, right, protect, or you're going to push me. So you're not going to let me keep on pushing you. I mean, even if it's just that little thing, right? At some point, you're going to say no, or you're going to keep on pushing me. So what's going to happen? Now we're engaging in a fight, right? And that goes to anything. Like, sometimes people say, well, if you just scream, if I scream at you, you're not going to even hear my point, because now you're going to defend yourself. Now you're screaming at me, I'm screaming at you. No one is hearing each other, right? Everybody is just louder in their own belief. And before you know it, we just hate one another, right? Or we give each other silent treatment and nothing gets involved, right? So the only way to communicate is to be reasonable, to have the respect, to actually hear each other and go, oh, maybe I didn't think that way. Maybe I do not understand where you're coming from or where you're going, or why are you looking the world the way you're looking at it, right? Because we all have our experiences. We all have our past that determines the way we perceive what's in front of us. And sometimes we are so self-centered, back again, box. No, this is how things are because this is my experience. Yes, but someone else's experience could be completely different.
Absolutely.
And better or worse. And I feel like anytime we use the word different, we're scared, because different means wrong.
Yes.
We're just different. That doesn't mean it's worse or bad or change. You know, that's another word that it's very tricky. When
Wow.
it's change, whoa, all of a sudden, you know, everybody's scared. Change is happening all the time. We change
Yep.
today. From the morning when you wake up to the evening, we've already evolved. We already changed. So why would we be afraid of it? But it seems like we're rejecting these ideas so much, and we're so willing to fight for them that we
Yep.
create trouble for us than anything else.
For me, live and learn. And learn, then you could be wrong, and accept it. Then you have to change your view because somebody explained it better. Don't be afraid to learn, because for me, even if I say my life is a dance, I'm learning a step after step. The best dancers in the world started by one step.
Oh, totally.
A step forward, then a step together, a step to the side, or a step back.
Yes.
There are 4 steps in life: forward, back, side, together.
That's
If
it.
there are more steps, I will make more money. It's only 4 steps. And that's this reflection of life.
Awesome. It's been so great to talk to you. I hope your family is doing well in this crazy world. I hope you guys are, you know, holding on and spreading the love, and your beliefs are so great. So if we have more people like this, I feel like we can kind of navigate our world to a better place. So I feel like that's beauty, JeanMarc. And on that note, to finish our conversation, I will play a song and we just bask.
Okay. I'm so excited. I know.
Be yourself. Be brave. Be individual.
Love you, Kasia Kozak.
Canada.